Hello everyone and welcome back to Prodigal Overland. My name's Brad. If you're new here, welcome. In today's video, what we're going to be doing is circling back to a product that we installed 3 months ago or so, the Pedal Commander. And so the Pedal Commander is a little electronic unit that is super easy to install in your vehicle that gives you complete control over how much acceleration you want. And so we'll talk a little bit about how it works, what my thoughts have been now kind of driving on-road, off-road, the whole bit with this unit, and then just its functional use off-road as well as just around town. So you're gonna wanna stick around because I'll tell you right now, this is one of my favorite products that we've installed on our Jeep Gladiator. All right, guys, so let's briefly talk about what is the Pedal Commander. The Pedal Commander, and I'll show it here in a second, is a little unit that you can plug right into your throttle, your accelerator, because nowadays, when you hit the gas pedal in your modern vehicle, it's a lot of electronics going on there to control the acceleration that you're actually feeling on the back end. So what the Pedal Commander does is let you completely fine-tune exactly how much you want. By really, it controls how much gas it's pumping into your engine, really how much flow of fuel it's letting it go in there when you hit the pedal, and it really can fine-tune the sensitivity of the pedal. It eliminates that delay. It will affect your gas mileage. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but it gives you, like, honestly, way more control than I think I need. But if you like to have very specific fine-tuned options, you've got it with this. So let me show you what this thing looks like. So as you can see, guys, we've got city, and then I don't know if you can see or not, but +3. So that's where we drive around all the time. If I want to change the top here, I just hit the star, go to sport, sport plus, and then nothing. So you can, if you don't want it on, just hit that, nothing's lit up. If I hit it again, it's gonna go back to city. If you want to get into eco, you just hold this button down and it pops you into eco. Then from there, again, +1, 2, 3, 4 if you want, or you can go down if you want to take some out. It'll do that as well. So there's the red lights for going negative eco. So you could really do, I guess, eco -4 and probably feel like you were the Flintstones vehicle if you wanted. So what are my thoughts on this? Well, first of all, if you go all the way up to Sport or Sport Plus, it feels like you're just leaking fuel. You get a lot of acceleration. It's obvious, guys, it's obviously not pulling out a different engine or pulling your current engine out and putting a different one in. So you're still working with your stock engine. It's just controlling how much fuel, I think, that you're getting in there. I don't think, I know. That's definitely a big part of it, because when I had it first installed, we had this thing on Sport +2 or something like that, and man, did my fuel economy suffer. So we've kind of drawn it back. I found a nice happy medium. We currently love the city on the big thing. +3 is where we drive around all the time. It definitely, you feel like the accelerator, when I hit the accelerator, it immediately it responds, which is a big plus. And we've had it where I've shut it off. So we just towed a 30-foot rig out to Windrock, and I just shut the unit off for that because I didn't want extra electronics kicking in and all that. So I shut the unit off, and I could tell immediately, even before we were hitched up, just the difference in the throttle response. So it makes a huge difference, 100% for sure. So I'm gonna, later on, we'll show you kind of the fuel economy, but it will affect your fuel economy, so know that. 2, the biggest other section we've used it is off-roading, and what it allows you to do when you stick it in eco mode, it really delays the throttle. And I would say the biggest thing we found in our trips of taking newbies out on the road is the ability to control that throttle is a very tough thing for people to get down. It's usually too much. Usually they're on it too much and there's too much spin, and it's very hard for them to control. What this unit would allow you to do, it does allow you to do, is really slow that down. So even if you're kind of mashing or you're a little touchy on the throttle, the engine won't respond by lurching. And so it really allows you to ease into like some solid control, especially in those kind of rock crawling situations. Off-road, we found I like eco mode, and then again +3 is where I land there. and that I just feel like gives a lot of control. It eliminates any kind of touchiness when I don't want it. We absolutely use it for off-road applications, and then it's always running in a different mode in that City Plus 3. Again, is where I found I like it. It's a good blend between you're not like bleeding gas, but you can definitely feel the difference. All right, guys, so we're gonna take this out and just show you kind of what I'm getting real time with my fuel economy when this is on. We're gonna be doing this whole test in City Plus 3 because that's exactly where we drive all day. But just kind of driving response. My wife even noticed a big difference in the truck. She wasn't a big fan of the Gladiator compared to her Grand Cherokee because the Grand Cherokee has a V8 in it, had more pep, but she's since driven this a couple times and it immediately noticed the difference as well. So it's not hard to see and know the difference in this. So here we are, guys, cruising along 40 miles an hour with the pedal commander on. I'm not doing any massive acceleration at the moment, but definitely when I want it there, it's there quicker. I've also noticed with this that when you're on the accelerator, it gets your RPMs up to a much higher setting quicker. So with the 3.6, most of your power is coming in, you know, around that 4,000 RPM kind of sweet spot. You don't have a lot of low-end torque with this, so this pedal commander I've found actually gets me up to those RPMs quicker, which gives me a better throttle response, better acceleration. But as you can see here, I mean, like I said, we're averaging about 6.9, right around 17 miles per gallon with the pedal commander installed. So on overall range when I'm driving, before we installed the pedal commander, I mean, we were easily getting 350 miles on a full tank. Now, when I'm driving around on this City Plus 3, I mean, that's dropped some, I can tell. You know, I think the computer usually says right around 325, 320 on a tank. So, but obviously that's City Plus 3. If I was driving it around in sport mode, it'd be worse than that. So you really can fine tune exactly what you want out of it. So guys, pros of this, again, just to sum it up, throttle response is exactly what you want it to be, again, with the engine you have. But for sure, like just to give you guys a for instance, we've got the Gladiator with a 3.6, and then we have our Grand Cherokee's got the V8. And when I'm just in normal, not sport mode on that, because we have sport mode on our V8, but we typically don't drive in sport mode. Don't know why. Probably for fuel savings. But when that's just in normal drive mode, this truck on 35s with a 2-inch lift feels peppier than my Grand Cherokee. Now, when I hit sport mode on the Grand Cherokee, that's a different story. That really kind of brings that engine to life. But for sure, it has reduced kind of the lackluster feel of the 3.6. So I think that is one of the best positives. And this unit, guys, this unit costs $300, and it takes about 15 minutes to install. So it is a huge benefit, I think. Again, you're going to lose some fuel economy, but that's kind of up to you where you want to stop. So if you want it like just as much out of this engine as you can, you know, you're gonna be up to sport. I can tell you when I was driving in sport mode, I almost felt like I had to hold my foot would get tired because I'm holding my foot off the accelerator. Normally you can just kind of gently let it rest there and, you know, maintain a normal, but in sport like plus, I had to hold it off the throttle because if it just barely rested on there, I would be accelerating. So I almost feel like you can go like over the top with this thing. So that's why we're at where we are. I can gently rest my foot on there. It's comfortable to drive, and I'm not like bleeding gas out the back. So we settle in right around that 16, 17 miles per gallon with 35s and a 2-inch lift with this, and I have the throttle response when I want it. So I am super happy in that department. Again, off-road. When we're out off-road, I stick this thing in eco mode. I have a lot more control. And I think, I mean, I put it there. We've got a lot of off-roading experience. I put it there. From a new person perspective, this would be a great tool to help kind of ease into that and really gain some good throttle control. So those would be the two huge ones for us. I guess the negative being that you're going to spend more fuel. Like, it's not going to be as economic depending on where you put it unless you drive around in eco mode. So you could certainly get this leave it on eco mode all the time, and you would absolutely save money over stock. I didn't want to do that. I didn't get that for this purpose. I got it because I wanted a little more life out of my engine, a little more pep. So if that's what you're looking for, you're not going to save fuel. But you can, there's so many variants that you can really control where it's at. I haven't had any issues with this unit. It's easy to plug in. It's easy to take out. If I want to remove it, it's, again, 5-10 minutes to unplug those plugs, and it doesn't alter anything in your engine. So I've been super happy with this, both on-road and off-road. I would highly recommend this product. Guys, I'll put their link below. We've got a link below, too, that you can use to get you there. But, guys, well worth the money, in my opinion. I do have some friends that have put this on their vehicles after seeing us do it, and I just talked to one of them, and he's super stoked about this too. So it's well worth it in my book. So guys, thanks so much for watching. Again, check those links below, and we will see you again next time.